Camila, you superstar.
Dan!
Good morning!
I missed you!
Oh my goodness, we were just saying it's been a year.
It's been
Over
more.
a year.
It's been a year and a half.
But I'm so glad you took a little bit of time off.
I know. I needed it. I needed to just like be a
Yeah.
human for a little while. To the point where I actually feel like, whoa, being a pop singer, interviews, whoa. But I love it.
You're back to work today.
Yeah, totally.
It's crazy because we were talking to the team before you came in, and it's like, one of them said to me, Camila's still only 22. And that is really hard for me to
Because
believe.
you've known me for like 8 years.
Yeah.
For like 7 years.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And it's strange for me to think how young you were.
I know. I started really young. Started at 15. That's crazy for me now, having a little sister who's 12.
Yeah.
Because I think, wow, 3 years from now she would be like working and like singing in front of people. It's so crazy.
But you took the time off.
Yeah.
To get that little
You know what?
normality.
Honestly, it wasn't really, I wouldn't say time off because I was writing my album during that time. So that comes with its own kind of roller coaster of emotions. But I definitely feel like I got the chance to be a normal person. Like from my first album to now, it's actually probably what influenced my entire album. And it being called Romance and it, you know, being about falling in love. I literally did not have time to fall in love before the age of 20.
Because you were just working all the time.
Because I was just working all the time.
Well,
so.
I wanted to read out this little quote about the album. Okay?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
said, a museum of loves and the stories they've left behind.
Yeah.
So you're getting very personal with us this time.
Yeah,
Camila.
totally. Every song is its own story, and I think that's why I'm so close to this album. I mean, obviously the first one too, but the first one, it was like everything was drawn from my imagination. Like there was just, I was single for basically 20 years. And so everything was like, I would see a boy at a party and then like write 5 songs about it,
Yeah.
not see him again till a year after, not be brave enough to text him or go on a date with him. But I think it was just inspired by, like, I was in my first serious relationship at the beginning of this album, and you know, that's what inspired like romance and it being about falling in love. And so all of the stories are just, they're my life and just what has happened the past 2 years.
And a little bit of heartbreak too, because your new song out, just released on Friday actually, Cry For Me.
Yeah.
Is about this thing that we have when you sort of think that you're over someone.
Totally,
right?
totally.
And then they move on.
And then you're like, whoa.
What's going on here?
That was too fast. It was actually, I had this idea of, when I was like 17, I wrote this song called I'm Pissed Off, You're Happy. And I was like in this situation where like I broke up with somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But then a few days after, I would just see them just looking so happy, so radiant, like dating someone else so quickly. And I was like, wait. Like that was so, I knew you were gonna move on, but that was really, really fast. Like I feel jealous that you were able to move on and be happy so much faster than me. So it's just about that. I love it because it's like not a feeling that everybody wants to admit, because it just sounds so bad. Like, oh, I hate that this person is freaking happy right now. But that's what it's about.
But it's a very real emotion.
Yeah,
so
totally.
how nervous are you about sharing these emotions though, which are that real? And as you say, are based on real people, real relationships.
Honestly, that is such a hard part of all of this. Like I'd never, because my first album didn't really involve, like, I mean, of course it involves real people, but they wouldn't have known at the time that it was about them. But now I'm like in the situation where like these people know that it would be about them. So it's like, it's super uncomfortable. And sometimes I'm just like, ugh, so hard. And sometimes you do kind of have to sacrifice stuff for the other person's emotions. Like sometimes I'm like, I won't put that line in there. Do you know what I mean? Because I know it will hurt this person's feelings.
There's a line.
There's a line.
And you won't cross it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then there is happiness though too.
Yes.
Camila, because of course, I'm delighted actually, because I feel like I've got to see you grow up and become this really incredible young woman who is able to deal with fame in a great way.
Thank
and then
you.
at the
That
same
means a
time,
lot to
coming
me.
up at like exactly the same time, was a very, very respectable young man called Shawn Mendes, who you worked with actually previously.
Yeah.
And now you're in a happy relationship.
Yeah.
He has hinted, hasn't he, that maybe he pursued you for a while.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I mean, I have known him for such a long time, and I don't know, he just feels like home to me, you know. So I'm just, yeah, I'm really happy.
Are there songs on the album about him?
Towards the end there were, yeah. Actually, yeah.
So that's quite nice then. That means we're going to get the breakup.
I know, that's the great thing about songwriting, is that you get to chronicle your life. Is that a word? Chronicle
your
life?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask about your incredible live lounge set, because obviously you did your own song, which I loved, but the one that has got everyone talking is your cover of Lewis Capaldi's Someone You Love. Partly because the performance was so great, but partly
because he's the most hilarious person on the planet. You know, I was late to this. I realized last night that he has the funniest Instagram account I've ever seen in my life. I did not know that because I haven't been on social media that much. And then I was like, I'm obsessed with his Instagram account. It makes me laugh so hard, and it makes me want to be a funnier, better person.
And it's so different to his music, though, isn't it?
That's what I think that's why I never thought to look at it. Because I was like, I just didn't expect, because his music is like so emotional and heart-wrenching, and then his Instagram is just so hilarious. I love him. I love that he doesn't take himself so seriously.
And there's lots of videos, but I also just had to read out his post, his actual post, when he heard your performance of the song. He said, "Sales of the song are about to skyrocket, Camila. You're incredible. I need to tell my mum at once." Then a hashtag, "Camila made me a milli."
That is so good. That's so good. My favorite, I was looking at his Instagram yesterday. He has one where he like gets like a 1.5 billion streams on his album. He's like, the way I see it, if there weren't 1,000 other bands and singers in the world, I'd be the biggest singer in the world right now. And I was like, that's just gold.